right, this is my panel. Look, he's caused me enough problems in this show. Look, come on. All right, should this be his panel? Give it up.
It could be a girl panel.
Guys, give it up for Tyler. Give it up for Ethan. Earlier, somebody asked, the other Tyler, somebody asked Posey, so what sort of pranks do you guys pull on each other? And they're like, it's money. It's like, we don't have time for Bill, but except you mentioned the chainsaw prank. But so they sort of decided, what we'll do is we'll pretend like it's my panel and tell you need to leave. But welcome to your panel, sir. I will help facilitate. May I get you some water?
I'm okay. I mean, maybe.
Here's the thing. Are you going to chew that gum?
Are we going to have good questions?
Yes.
We do the gum, and then now we have to do the water.
Okay. So do the gum.
Water breaks.
Don't normally chew gum in public just because Hecklin does it, okay? All right, good. So we have some microphones out there, and then we'll sort of fill it in from there. Are you excited?
How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? What's up?
Okay, so is there anything in particular that you want to say to these folks? Is this a weird con for you as opposed to other cons?
I'll have probably some closing arguments at the end.
Oh, awesome! Yes, let's be disputatious.
Well, who's got a question?
We're going to ask a question first. Stand up, please, sweetheart, and tell me your name again. Don't touch the microphone.
My name is Emery, and I was wondering if you could write a scene between Derek and another character, what would it be and who would the character be?
Ooh, this is going to be repetitive. I just said this last weekend, so some of you might have read this somewhere, I don't know. I always wanted a scene with, this is going to get a reaction, whatever. I always wanted a scene with Derek and Styles that was, the time you see Styles most upset is usually when his dad's in trouble. So I thought it would have been a really, really cool scene to see those two characters in a moment where, it's Derek and Styles in the Jeep and they're having to solve the issue, and to see Styles so upset and for Derek to kind of recognize that anger and that kind of pain that you're going through when someone in your family is either in danger or you've lost them. And I thought it would have been a really kind of cool moment for the characters if Derek at one point could have been like, Styles, like, just hit me. And for Styles to kind of be like, what? And just eventually to have Styles just beat the crap out of Derek. Because I think, sometimes when you get upset, when you're angry about something, you have to let that out and you have to vent. And so I thought for Derek to recognize that in Styles and know that he could kind of be like a punching bag for him to kind of let that out would have been a really cool scene, because Derek can heal and he's a werewolf, so he can kind of take the beating. And then, at the end of the scene, have Styles just exhausted, but finally have it all out, and then to, kind of let him clear his head, so then they can go back to, finding Stilinski. So I always thought it'd be kind of like a cool scene, but you too have suffered loss as a family. Exactly.
So you could
recognizing that anger, because that's always been such a prominent thing. I just got louder. Whoa.
I know. Good.
But yeah, for Derek to recognize that anger as something that he's dealt with, that would have been kind of cool.
So, and sort of like a big brothery kind of role like that. Yeah, exactly. And do you feel that way on set in general? Everybody thinks of it as the teens and the kids in the show, and frankly, you're sort of part of that.
Yeah, I think so. From season one, I was a few years older than Posey and Dylan, so I think especially us living together is I've gone through college, and it was their first time living outside the house, so it was oh yeah, I forgot, they've never done this before. Okay, cool. So
did it ever make you want to just punch them right in the nose because they were so crazy and kid-like? No. He's such a much nicer person.
We took our anger out on Xbox.
Okay, we have a question right here. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Madison. My question is, if Derek Hale could write a book about his life, what would it be titled? A series of unfortunate events?
That's been done. But
that one's already out there. I think it would be When Does It Get Better?
Oh my God! How many people feel like that would be the title of their own book? Yeah. Okay, you have a question? Stand up, please.
Hi, I'm Casey. I was just wondering if you had any like personal thoughts of the Hale family pre-fire, if there's like any other siblings hiding in the woodworks maybe, or other siblings that have sadly passed.
I feel like I gain like 2 new family members every season. So it's going to be like the Brady Bunch of werewolves by the end of the show. Yeah, I mean, I think the backstory that we've always kind of thought was that, at least for me, I've always kind of viewed, the Hales and the Argents as these 2 very kind of ancient lineages that go back so far. They've always kind of been keeping each other in check. So that's kind of like, I just see this really, really big family, really loving family that, has spanned a long time and a lot of generations, that was very close and loving. And I think that's why, Derek's so angry when he loses him, because if it's, if you're not necessarily close to something, if it doesn't mean that much to you, then you're not that upset when you lose it. So to see, what he's struggled with and the anger that he's dealt with over like the last couple of seasons, I think it's pretty clear that it was a really close family.
And how much of what you, as an actor, draw from the script is what the writers tell you, or are you coming up with those thoughts on your own? How much of it's you, and how much of it's stand up? Because you have a question too. How much of it's the writers that contribute to that?
A lot of the times it's things you just kind of you try to answer for yourself just to have something in your mind. But then a lot of times, especially on a TV show, a film script is totally different because you get the beginning and the end, and you read it and you know the project and you know what's going to happen. So you can come up with your backstory, you come up with all these ideas. TV is much different because I've had ideas before where then like in season 3 I go, oh, never mind. But I was completely wrong. I had nothing
Especially
to do with
on this show.
I just completely changed everything I was thinking. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And tell me your name.
I'm Julia. I was thinking back on the Halloween episode and the little scene with Derek giving the kids the candy, and I just thought that was a really nice little look into Derek and his fun side. And I was wondering, it got me wondering about the Hale family in relation to that question. And so we saw the flashback episode, and we saw that Derek was kind of like, oh, the cocky little shit, but I was wondering, like, how is he like in relation, like, to the Hale, like with the Hale family, with his family, like who is he with his family, and with like Cora and Laura and all those, like.
Is there a softer, funnier side, and will we get to see any of that?
I think I do think that in these last couple of seasons we've been able to see glimpses of. Pre-5. Yeah. I think you've been able to see glimpses of who he was. I think in that flashback episode, obviously you saw a lot of who he was. But I think he was kind of like, he was that middle child. I don't think he had too much pressure to be, the example. He also wasn't the youngest. I don't think he got like picked on or babied too much. So I think he was kind of just that very carefree middle child. I think I see him, obviously he was very athletic and being a werewolf, that helps. And so I think he kind of got his way a little bit. I think his life was kind of easy for him. And so I think, another thing that kind of leads to why it's been so hard for him from season 1 is it's such a massive adjustment, to be in a very comfortable life with people surrounding you who care about you, and then to be so drastically alone, at least we thought for a while, it's a big transition. So I think in those moments you see, it's still not exactly who he used to be, but I do see him being a very playful, cocky, that kind of guy. I think that's who he was before the fire.
And that's a lot of fun, I think, for fans to get to see. And you had a question, right? Tell me where, which one? Which one? Oh, you, okay, good, you got the mic. Okay, good. There it is.
Sorry. Hi.
Hi.
I just want to let you know, for all the seasons, thank you for how you played Derek. He's like most character development I've ever seen.
Thank you.
From the very beginning to the end. I'm not looking forward to any time he ever has to leave the show, but if that day ever comes, God forbid, what would you like to take from the set, be an item or anything that you can remember, like your time on there? Please don't say one of the cards.
And yesterday, Cinco said Colton, right? And so maybe not Colton either. Okay, but
We're so glad Colton's gone. I'm kidding.
you're the only
We
one,
miss
right?
Colton.
Yeah.
We miss Colton.
Yeah.
Colton needs to come back. Yeah.
Can I get it? Does everybody agree with that?
What would I take from Derek? I'd take his loft. Right? Was that agreement, or is that like?
No, Adelaide said that too. She's like, I would totally go live in a house.
I would take the loft. I would redecorate it a little bit.
Furniture would be good.
I would definitely take that. I mean, that's a pretty prized piece of property right there.